Ooh, that's a big spider. Quick question for you guys. How many of you have gone out and bought an Xploderz series blaster, not with the intent of modifying it or stealing the spring and plunder tube, but to play with it in its stock form? Like a lot of us in the community, I'm sure a bunch of you have not really given a thought about buying an Xploderz blaster. There's a lot of things that we find wrong with them. Non-reusable ammo, that's a big one. The fact that the ammo actually takes time to get ready is another big one, because with Nerf blasters it's just, hey, here's a couple darts, let's go play. There's no trigger system on them, meaning it's pull and release, and I know a lot of people have their problems with that just in itself. And when I played with mine when they first came out, I couldn't even get one of the water gel balls to fire out of it after 50 shots, even by following the instructions perfectly. So in my case, they're not reliable enough to actually be a whole series. Well, I got a sample of a new line of blaster called Blaster Pro from the company themselves. Now, before you say anything, no, I'm not being paid to say anything I'm going to say in this video. I'm going in very blind. I'm going to give a very honest review on this, but this is basically my first official, like, here's a blaster, tell us what you think. So that makes me excited. So I have not opened this. I have not even touched it. I've seen one video and it was about the range on these things. So I'm going in almost completely blind and I'm going to tell you everything I think about it. So let's start with the box and we will work our way from there. I will say I love the presentation of this blaster. It looks very nice. I love the way that it showcases the whole blaster up front, and it just looks very, very nice on the outside. One thing I did think was really funny is on the corner here it says, "This is not a toy." Whether that's true or not is kind of debatable, but I think it's a toy, so I'm just gonna call it a toy. Or just a blaster. Makes everything easier. On the front it says it's electric powered. I decided to go with the, what is this, Auto Fire E5000, and now we'll be doing a review on the other one. I don't know the name of it, but it's like a shotgun, non-automatic one that you have to prime before every shot. This one uses batteries to make it automatic, so I will have a link to Nam's video on this video, let's say here, when he puts it out, so you can easily go to it. But mine is electric powered with high speed precision firing. It says the FPS is 150 with a 75 plus feet distance, 150 shots per minute, which sounds quite impressive. 175 rounds quick load hopper feed, that's kind of nice, so this will last you about a minute if you just hold down the trigger, and you get 5,000 rounds with it. Now, one thing I will say that I liked about the Xploderz line and the Blaster Pro line is that even though the ammo wasn't reusable, you got a lot of ammo for your money. It was like 10,000 rounds for like $5, so that's a lot of rounds. That's one thing I did like about it. Now it also comes with a zombie target, because everyone loves zombies, that changes to blood red when hit, and I thought that was really cool, so we're gonna see how well that works. And on the back you just have the basic instructions and overview of everything. With that said, let's open it up and see what all is inside the magical box of wonder. Toss the box over here. Alright, on the inside it comes with one of their little hoppers already filled with, oh wow. It comes with a hopper already filled with balls. Cut out the blaster itself. Come on. Ooh, even with a sharp X-Acto blade, this is like a brand new blade, it's kind of hard to get out. So keep that in mind when you're opening this. I'm just destroying the box. Alright, so here's the blaster itself. Oh, it actually has a safety on it, I think. Okay, that's cool. We'll look into that more. It has a stock on it, which is not adjustable, so it's a little awkward, especially since I'm kind of a big guy. This is a little weird that I can't adjust it. It takes 6 AA batteries, which is a bunch of batteries, but at least there will be voltage going through this thing, unlike the 4 that Nerf usually uses, or 3. Compared to a Stampede, which I have a shell right here, it's a little bit, actually they're about the same size, just a teeny bit longer. So think Stampede size, and that's about how big this is. On the top you have your loading area, and that's about it for all the aesthetics on here. On the blaster itself, it comes with a scope, though I don't think that's really going to help you, seeing how it's hollow and I can put my fingers through it. It's off and throw it to the side. It also comes with the target, which is actually a decent size. I wish it was a little bigger, but it has a cute little zombie on there for you to shoot at. And inside the target packaging, you get your, I believe, instructions. Yes, they are the instructions. So let me open that. And if I'm correct, the target is reusable, as after you shoot it, it turns red. I think it goes away. We will have to see, because if these are not reusable, that would be kind of pointless. So we'll have to see about that. Put that right there. Oh, you get a whole warning page on here. Warning, replica firearms may be mistaken as real firearm by law enforcement and subject to state and federal law or regulations. Basically, don't go rob a bank with these or you'll be shot. There you go. Your instruction booklet is kind of small, which I do like small instruction booklets. Short and to the point are always my favorite. It tells you how to make your ammo, changing batteries, and troubleshooing guide, and yeah. Oh, allow 10 minutes and the target will be clear again. Alright, cool. So they are reusable. That's great. Good thinking, Blaster Pro. So I'm going to go fill up some ammo, which you get a lot of, and they're little single-use packets, which is kind of nice, so you don't have to count them out. It says 90 to 150 minutes. So let's go make some ammo, and then we'll go outside and see what this thing can do. My Blaster Pro is filled up now. I have the extra beads in a cup with water so they do not dry out. And very simple to fill this up. You just pop open the cap and you just pour them in there, shake them around until they flatten out, and keep filling up until it's at the top. I recommend you keep your extra ammo in a glass with water so the beads don't dry out and you can just kind of reuse them throughout the day. Very simple, very easy. And yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to set up the zombie target on my chair, and we are going to see how well this thing shoots and how good the accuracy is. So let me set that up and we'll get right into it. First thing first, we are going to do a little bit of a range test parallel to ground to see if I can hit the chair, which is currently around 50 feet away. I might scooch this back and let's go to 55. So 55, there we go. Alright, we are now currently 55 feet away from the chair. Let me zoom in. And let me take aim and see if I can actually hit it. So let me just get this in frame. Sorry about this. Yeah, that works. Alright, so here we go. 55 feet parallel to ground. Here we go. As you saw, those beads had no problem hitting the 55-foot mark. Some were actually going past that, some were going a little bit in front of it. The range basically depends on the quality and condition of your bead. So you might get more than that, you might get less on some shots. So around the 55-foot mark is where the majority of the good beads were landing. So that's very impressive. Now I'm going to move the camera off to the side and I'm going to angle this, and we're going to see where they go. It's probably going to end up in the trees, but I will make a little arrow indicator of where they're landing. So there we go. This is angled shot. I'm doing about 30 degrees so the thing feeds reliably. So here we go. Alright, so they were landing around here, which basically equals up to around an 80-85 foot mark for the maximum range, which is very impressive. So 55, a little bit less, a little bit more flat, with around 80 to 85 for the angle shot. Very impressive for little balls the size of peas, basically. So now that we have that all done and sorted out, let's go see the effects of the target when it's shot, because it is very cool and I want to show this off. Very cool target and I absolutely love it. So let me set the camera up and I'll show you the target. So here's my little zombie friend. I don't have a name for him, but I'm sure you guys can come up with one. And we are about 10 feet away from him. So this is going to be up close shooting so you can see the whole effect of the target, which is really awesome and I absolutely love it. So here we go. Alright, so I got a lot of headshots on him, and I'm sure you saw the exploding shrapnel from the beads, which, yet again, I have to say is probably one of my favorite parts of this whole thing. So, very cool, very awesome target, and those little marks will go away with time. Now that we have range out of the way, I thought I'd see how accurate the Blaster Pro Autofire E5000 is. Now, I have to say that the accuracy is going to be completely dependent on your water bead's condition and quality, just like with everything else. But we're about 30 feet away, so let's see if I can hit the target more than just once. Here we go. Alright, now I'm going to start backing up slowly and I'm going to see if I can continue to hit it. So the accuracy of this blaster is pretty impressive, I'll have to say. I went about 15 feet back from the camera, which amounts to around 45 feet, 45, 50, and I was extremely impressed by the accuracy of it, even while moving. So I hit the target quite a few times, and I gotta say, for something that relies so much on the quality and condition of your water beads, this thing really impressed me. So good job on that, Blaster Pro. Now that we've seen the accuracy and range that the Autofire E5000 puts out, one of the things some people are wondering is, does it hurt? A lot of you aren't going to care about this, but to some people that does make a difference on whether they buy a product or not. Here we go. If you keep hitting the same spot of your head over and over and over again, it does start to have a little bit of a pain to it. But no, it does not hurt enough for me to say that it hurts. A little bit of a little punch, but that's about it. So no, it does not hurt, and they do shatter on contact. So most of the impact is going to be dispersed out, so you don't have to worry about it hurting too much. For little kids, might make a difference, but I don't think you're going to be shooting each other from like 2 feet away. You might be, you might not be, but yeah, doesn't hurt, completely safe, and there you go, there's your answer. So that's my overall thought on the Autofire E5000 by Blaster Pro. I quite like it. It's a really fun blaster. I know I say that about everything, but this is really fun because you can just shoot at stuff and watch the beads explode, which is really kind of cool. I like that they explode on the contact. And it's just really easy to use. There's no pulling back and letting go. All you have to do is hold down the safety and push the trigger, and it does everything for you. Now, that's not to say there isn't stuff wrong with it, because there is. First off, is that the hopper, super hard to take off, and super hard to put back on. It takes force, takes quite a bit of force, and I don't like that. I'm sure if you keep doing that over and over and over again, it will wear down, but, ooh, almost hit myself in the face. But that we can only tell with time on that. So they made it a little bit easier, I'm sure, to be more kid friendly, and if you were running and, you know, under pressure to put stuff on, you're not going to do it very well because it is also very skinny and you have to be pretty precise with where you're putting your hopper. So big problems with that. The stock, this is just a personal thing, does not extend or descend. I wish it was adjustable. I think kids would really like that and would be more prone to getting something they could adjust the blaster just a teeny bit more. Another one of the bigger issues I have is the safety switches on the side. My hands are big. I have big hands. So when I go to push this down, about a third to a half of my thumb is actually pushing it down, and the edge of it digs into the side of my thumb, and it hurts after a while because you have to keep it pressed, which takes a little bit of, you know, pushing onto it. So my thumb was hurting by the end of the video that you saw outside, and I think they could have just kind of increased the surface area on it. That's just a little personal preference deal. It's extremely loud. Very loud for a blaster, though when there are beads on the inside, it's a little quieter, but still very loud. And I do not like the fact that it uses 6 AA's, which is quite a lot of AA's, and when you run out, it can be expensive. Two of the issues that they can't really fix unless they go back and redesign this whole loading area are misfeeds and double feeds. Every now and then, it would misfeed and you just have to shake it back. And then you also have double feed, some of which would just kind of plop out, but others would go really far. I don't know why that is. I don't think they can fix that unless they go in and make a whole new design, and that's kind of an issue gravity-fed hoppers had, misfeeding, double feeding. So not the biggest concern, but some people will be put off by it. So yeah. Now the things I like. The handle is very comfortable, and where the trigger is quite nice for my big hands. The blaster itself, even though it is quite short and small, very comfy. You can pistol it just fine. You can kind of hold it out like this, like the lovely assistant was doing. Was it comfortable?
Yeah, it's pretty comfortable.
There you go. And I mean, it's just comfy to hold like in any position. So good job with the ergonomic design, though the switch really needs to be upgraded. It's probably the biggest throw off in comfort on this thing, but so many different ways to hold it, and I mean, it's just great. The scope, you don't really need. I didn't use it, and I did fine. So my overall satisfaction grade with this blaster is very high. If I knew at least 2 to 3 other people who had this, I would be outside a lot playing around with these because it's just really fun. The target is great. I love the target, and watching the beads explode on contact is really kind of cool. I just like shooting that stuff and watching them explode. I think that's probably the most fun part of it is you can just, I don't know, explosions, brain explosion. So I really like this, but I know a lot of people aren't going to be into it. Because of pricing and the non-reusable ammo, but if you just want to go outside and have fun, not worry about a dart sweep, I highly recommend you get this. I have back problems after dart sweeps. It really hurts my back, so having tons of ammo and not needing to, you know, pick them up afterwards is quite nice. So a big thanks to Blaster Pro for sending me my first official Here's a Blaster review it for us. I really like it. I probably said it 100 times in this video now. I really like it, and I will be keeping it in my arsenal to just play around with and have some fun shooting things outside when the mosquitoes aren't so high up like in the evening. But very cool blaster, great redesigns from the Xploderz line. There you go, Blaster Pro. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, though it was a little long, and yeah, I'll make another one for you guys later.